How do I enter into the house and speak of who I am, what I bring to the program? Why are we on this channel? The cat wants to come in. My feet are stuck together. Okay. Gato. Can everybody read this? Gato. Isn't that cat in Spanish? Does anybody here think, now I'm going to bring you here and I need to bring you to a mindset. I need to bring you to a mindset. I don't have all night tonight. In fact, I wish I was here all day, 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day, 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. What a number that is. Hey, did you see all the numbers that I just spoke about? If you can be in my head and want to know something right now, what I just said was amazing. Because I connected a great piece of the pie that will only mean something to somebody if they're willing to swallow the pill. For all of you who are out here who know the numbers 432 hertz, do you know it? I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to tell you where I find it. And you're going to say, well, it's just a story. That's where it is. That's what it is. But it doesn't mean anything. How can you say nothing means anything when at first you said, yes, 432, so let's partake with. I misplaced my phone in front of me again. Now, in order me to keep a beat, to follow, I have to follow two items. I have to follow two items as I go along, vibrating in order to reach a higher level of, let's say, consciousness, to go in and get the straight story. I'm pulling out a story, right, telling you the story, but the story's coming out to me like this. And I can go all the way down. I go all the way around 4 times, right? Or do I go 1, 2, 3, 4? Or do I go 4 times as I move up the ladder once? The leap year. You spin around 1, 2, 3, 4, and we went up 1 year. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I move up a year. So what's going on? Instead of time being 100% of what it was, with you being a layover in the consciousness of time, where you push away area space in which you occupy, an area space which was once occupied by what was in that area space, you pushed over everything. Every time you move, you push it over, but it still envelops you. It squeezes its way inside of you. The breath of life, the wreath of life, breath, earth, birth, B-E-A-R-T-H, heart, H-E-A-R-T. How does the come out of the word when you say heart and you end with a solid T? 432 is half, which is 12 hours, 43,200 seconds. I need to find my own moon, and that's where I believe those who are set forth in front of me right now, holding on to that moon that I need, that desperate moon, that USB key, all the living USB keys that are with me right now, listening to what I have to say. Not only is it being recorded and you can go back to it, but you as a human being holding on to the light of knowledge in which I will share. When you take it in, you have to say to yourself, yes, I believe, I see it, I understand. There are 43,200 seconds in a half day. How many seconds in a half day?
0.5 days is equal to 43,200 seconds.
Whatever I talk about, okay, in best that I do not forget, okay, I talk about everything that exists, okay, as a spoken word. I'm not looking for the gender of the word, whether it's science, whether it's a noun, or whether it's a verb. Eventually, yes, we will have to categorize every single word, whether it's a person, place, a thing, part of a verb, an adverb, and add on for restrict and restrain. Not to strain, to restrain. Am I with the water and I'm straining, or am I restraining? Did I spell it A-N-E or A-I-N? Think there's no difference. Hoping I have 3,000 more days that I can stay in front of you for another 10 years, because I'm learning on the go. And every time I learn on the go, I have to go backwards and pick up some of my old equipment and go, yes, now I understand the A letter. Now I know the superiority of the A letter. Now I know why in blackjack they say ace 11. Now I know why they call it big slick. Now I know in the power of war, the arm is with the ace. It is from deuce to ace. Now that I played the game of cards, I know when they say deuce, I know when they say Donald, okay? I know Donald is a duck. And when they say two, I know the two in games, they call it the ducks. Look it up online, at least they used to. Things change over time. You share for a period of time, and then when you look back in time, it seems to all be ancient, gone, deceased, defunct, no longer existing. I thought it was there, but it wasn't. It was just a figment of my imagination. Let's go and see what the fig is covering on Adam. This dice cube over here. Now, I left out right that when you move this dice cube 3 times, the 4th time is automatically going to tell me one of many stories. First of all, spinning this 3 times to a different side, not using the same side twice, will bring me to an opposite side of a number that I have already done. Also to note that there are 3 sides all the same. The 5 and 6 cover the 4 corners, right? And so does the 4. The 4 plays a role inside a 5 and inside a 6. The 1 plays a role inside a 2 and showing up in 3. So we already know that in 4, 5, and let me see where this is. We already know that in 4, 5, and 6, they play a role within. We're going to throw out the 4, we're going to throw out the 1, we're going to throw out the 2. We're only going to use the 3, 6, and 5. 365.47 days a year. 0.22 for the clock. For the monkey. Why the monkey? Now think about it this way. 12 inches becomes a ruler. And when you play the game of 21 dots on this cube, of 54, 33 missing. Ape is 22. As 3 and 2 have something very much in common, very so much different, but the understanding will be communicable, meaning this. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. In both parts of that star, they both equal to 4. Now check this out. Okay, check this out. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. 1 times 2 times 3 equals to 6. Look at this. It's absolutely perfect what this does. Oh, we're a little backwards here. Hold on a second. I'm just going to get a little bit of water. I'm going to come back. This is very exciting. It's always very exciting. I learn all the time. And it's heart-wrenching for me that when I see something so true and you just want to say, Mommy, Mommy, oh, look what I just learned today, Mommy. And your mother's like, oh my God, that's so great. But you know, as the mother, I mean, how great when your child comes up and you say, Ma, I know the alphabet. That's a lot better than saying, Ma, 1 and 1 is 2. I don't know, but to my ear it says, "Mommy, mommy, I know the whole alphabet." And you listen to your child at 3 years old, and he says, "Ma, A1, B2, G7, S19." Ma, did you know that the S letter 19 is the two extremities of all the numbers? Because you told me about my 9 birth, but you told me about my 12th birthday. How can I have a 9 birth and a 12th birthday? What happens? Because you're born into the realm, into both sides. You're born into the ABC house in 3 worlds. It's the 9 months of birth plus the 3 worlds that you're in. You play it on the ring of this cube. 1 dot, 1 void, 1 dot. 1 dot, 1 void, 1 dot. 1 dot, 1 void, 1 void. You're born into the house of Cune, C-U-N-E. You know, very often I try to write cube, 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 and it keeps telling me Cune. The difference between cube and Cune, okay, it's the house of bait, but it's the sun house. It's a divided sun. If I hold up this here, this line, this fine line, and then I come into life, I'm going to occupy the fine line. I'm going to sleep within the fine line. I am going to be up and I'm going to be asleep. I'm going to be the I. I am also going to be the angle L, that I am above the equator. The equator of 180 degrees, the letter R. To this side and to that side, the replica, the letter R. The 18th letter, noting that our beginning is 666, right? The proton, the neutron, the electron, 666. Also to note that when we create one, is it the proton? That we should end up with, is this the electron or the neutron? Because we have to start with this one, and then these two automatically get inside the packet over here. So we have to begin at 3, because 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 take an alternative role. They're the only ones of their kind. They must be alien to each other. Look at that, and they missed each other, and they're on the different side of the road. One is the center, top corner, bottom corner. All the corners, according to Rubik's Cube, and according to this, that all the corners, okay, is one cube that you will be able to see 3 colors, 2 hidden. 3 colors, 3 hidden. So we have to understand the game that we are in right now, and let's call it a game. Let's call it, what do we call it? Something that, let's say we jump into this game and you come in and you say, "Look, teacher, look what I found, the dice cube." Oh, is that what a dice cube? Does anybody call it of another name? Or if you're in a casino, they say, "Throw the dice," right? This has nothing to do with casinos. This is to do just with dice is and where they can be used, right? But in reality, there's more fun at home understanding these dice and what they're saying, because when I have 2, I have the father of the sun. Paradise. Paradise, paradise. In French, père is father. In English, a pair, well, it means 2. A set of the sun setting equals to 3. When it sets in one place, is it rising in another? Of the sun up as well, the sun down. Is the sun coming up? Is the sun going down? Because if it is going down, it's going down from up, and where was it? In the sky? And when it goes down, does it go into the ocean, or does it go to another dimension of this planet that we are on right now? Where is the sun going? Understand the words we speak, okay, are actually, let me say, can I use this word, inconclusive to the reality of why we speak these words. And that's just thesis and story. But I tell you this story because of these cubes, the alphabet, and mathematical auras of equations. We have a little interruption right here. Hello, Mr. Cat, Mrs. Cat. How are you doing? I see you're like chilling out. Are you ready to chill out? Yeah, just lie down right in the middle. Right in the middle. Let me see. Let's say hello. Is this going to be the little break time we're going to have? What do you think? They're talking about you. This is number 24. The same numeric value as the word 5, which is the E world, which is where we come into our birth, right? The E worlds. We are the 9 birth in the E world. 9 and 5 equals to 14. We come through the communication of the cat into these bodies. How do we get here? We come here through the 7th gate. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to what is 6 and 8. Let me explain it. Please ask, please participate. How can you possibly know or believe what I say if you do not participate, if you don't get the feel? Well, just give me a second. The cat just knocked over my other camera. I see it. I flow with it. I lose myself in it. And when I awaken to further explain it, because there's no full questions, no participation, I lose the strength of the reception that I receive when I speak, that I can see beyond what I'm thinking. Like I mentioned, time, how long we go across this thing, right? Is our life a straight line, but we're actually supposed to be going around this way, but we're going this way? And then something to do with our frequencies or our... Okay, you can lie right there or go in your house. Okay, I'll move this back. Okay, go in your house. Go in your house. Go, 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 go. I love you very much. Go. Here. I'm trying to reset. I don't know, the camera's not working. I don't know why. Just give me 1 second. Okay, it's not starting up the camera. Just give me 1 second to reset this. Yeah, I lost my other camera on my other one, so I'm gonna just give me a second. Let me point this light down here. See if I have my back. Yeah, I might have to end my YouTube because okay, this is good.
This is good. I have my other camera on here now, and I just can't move it. Won't be able to move it. Okay, just get 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Okay, so I have my other camera up here. Just give me a second. That's fantastic. Let me move the cat out of the way. Okay, just give me 1 second to reset. I'm just trying to see what's where. Okay, you're on my ruler. You're on my ruler. Right. You're on the ruler. Okay, give me a second. Let me get my tea. I'm coming back. Okay, just getting my tea. I'm coming back. We're going to get into the numbers. Please do not hesitate. Ask me some questions. You know, this is all about participation. I'm not going anywhere myself, and none of us are. We're all here together, my friends. We're all here together. This project will never end, right? It'll never end. But we go through phases right now. If you'd like to know what phase we're in, or if we like, we're going to maybe read one of my books. In 2009, in 2009, I had my computer turns on. I'm sitting at home with a friend of mine, and a story comes out from a site called Extra Normal. From a site called Extra Normal. And we chatted, and I said, "How do you know me? Who are you?" And they never really answered me. They just kept telling me, "You know who I am. Don't be stupid. I'm a friend of your grandfather's." Let me see if I can find the story. I have the story right here. So let me see where I can begin. If you'd like, I'm going to read you the story. Let me look at who's here. Now, I might be a little out of order at the beginning because I don't really remember how it started, which page it was on. So let me just see this for a second. Okay, so this is how it goes. Okay, and I still have the cat in front of me. I'm frozen in the top screen. Just give me a second. Yeah, so Rain Africa, I'm really having trouble. I don't know why they're doing that, right? And I don't know why they do it. To this. Yes, right now, hey, Mr. Keys of Wisdom, Mr. Messer, don't you know who I? Wait a second. That camera is much better. Okay, let me see what I can do with these cameras. Okay. Now I'm not touching anything anymore. I'm not moving anything anymore. I have a riddle question for you. If that's for me, go ahead. I'm here to listen to you. Mr. Messer, or Keys to Wisdom, is on my YT channel. I'm here streaming through StreamYard into YouTube, talking to through this system where there's an operator. We're three because there's an operator, right? You can say, well, it's just me and the air I breathe, my consciousness, right? Or is there interference in the line? Is there a frequency change cast down by the shadow of the moon? I'm just looking down my page now, getting things in order. See what the comments are. Just want to say hello to everybody. I'm going to try to recognize everybody, right? I'm just hoping that there are certain questions that, okay, 1978-79, okay, equals to 3957. Let me put this up here for everybody. I need to move over my camera just a bit because I can't see it. Okay. Is the Hebrew year 5739? Oh, moon angels, right? 19 and 13 coming together, Saturn coming together, creation of a gateway, the 357 gateway. In between the two of them, the 7 and the 3 coming together. The bookends are the 5 and 9, your vibration. Okay, I won't go on to that. Can any other two Gregorian years that make up the Hebrew year add up to the numeric value anagram of the Hebrew year? Can any other two Gregorian years make up this? Just give me a second. I'm going to have to move the cat. I'm happy. 1977. 1977. We can take any one of those numbers out. We can go 177, you can go 977. The system, the way I understand it, is an ABCD system, right? And we don't have to really go any further, otherwise you're reducing our simple value. The only reason we're 789 is because we come the 9 birth into the same heaven using the 6th body of creation, because we're just duplicating. And to join the communication center, right, we need the woman, we need the heart within inside the creation of alpha. Okay, beta lives within inside of alpha, or beta. I'm gonna have to design this and show you the design within the numbers. The only reason why it goes up to 9 is because if they wrote 1 2 3 4 on the top and 1 2 3 4 in the bottom and put a 5 in the center, you would have trouble understanding the full dimension of the numbers. So they use the 9 system. So, and also to note that we play a role over this system, is we are the 1 and 2 in creation. We are the 1 and 2 in creation that plays to the 7th gate of the connecting 8 heavens of Venus. 4 times 2 for where we live, 3 times 2. Venus, Earth, other than what is Mercury, Mars. It becomes, is it Venus, Earth, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Earth? Yes, running with the moon. See that moon in the sky? Think again. That's an association to Mars, the divided house of Mars. That ace spot. The numeric value for Mars, okay, is 51. But let me get back to Messer and let me see. Okay, so 50s. Okay, can any two Gregorian years that make up a Hebrew year add up to the numeric anagram of the Hebrew year? Okay, so now I'm going to move the cat again because, come on, Big Bertha. Big Bertha! Oh my God, we must be playing golf. What is Big Bertha? It's the one driver. So think about this. If we live in the house of bait and you have the one driver, and that's Big Bertha, right? Imagine. So the one is an ace. And what is it? What is it about that ace in creation? It's the capstone that goes above the creation and it sets upon its energy. The capstone of the pyramid. It's a D letter on top of a C letter that when you put them together, it looks like an A letter, which divides up two sides and shows you three sides. It shows you three sides. You go down the slope this way, and then on this side, you go down the slope this way. And here you go. The beginning of the capstone, the A letter over here. Now, if we put one in between, where will we put that next cube? Is there one more? Is it going in between like this and this dot here connecting to that dot there? And then this singular dot, right, which is on the other side. Let me see, right? Then the singular dot, which is on the other side, okay, is going to, or which is on this side, right? It's going to explain what's going on within the transformation here. This is just one of the put togethers of this understanding. Okay. Now okay. Now that I moved the cat and the camera works, I'm going to write this down. 1978 and 1979. So what I can do with this, just give me a second, equals to 5739. I know the angels, the moon, the creation of the seventh gate pass, 8 and 9. Okay. 1 and 2 is the creation. Your 9 is the creation, your birth within the moon, the 9 birth. Inside this one is the seventh gate. It's 7 and 2, 9. It's 1 and 8, 9. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 and 8, 18. 3 plus 6 is 9 plus 18 equals to 27. This is 2 and 7, 9. The mathematics of this 3, which is located over here, will show you and now I forget a little bit what I was talking about, right? But look at this. Do you see this? Right? Check it out. What do you see? See 9 areas? What do you see? This, what if it was bigger? Wouldn't it look like the same thing? Wouldn't it look like the same thing? 1 center to 8. This is the E-World Connect. This one area over here connects. On level 4 in the mirror world, this number will change to number 74. Even when you use Saturn square, this number will always be 74. Yes, sorry about that, Mr. Messer. Okay, let me get back to can be an anagram. I just want, okay, so I'm going to look back at whatever you said. Then you said 1977, 78. Hold on. We're going to go through it right here. Let me get this done and not go right. Now, 2024 equals 4049. Let me put this down. 2024 and 2025 equals to 4049. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Okay. They compromise 5784. Okay, that's quite interesting. That is good. I like that. I really do. That is really cool. Okay. Now the thing about that time you picked, right, which is very interesting because there's other things that happened, okay, in I think it was in 1930 something. Let me look this up. What happened to my phone again? Mr. Cat, I hope you're happy. Let me find my phone again. What happened to my phone? Well, that's not fun, right? Ah. What year was Benjamin Harrison? No, what year was Grover Cleveland elected for his second term?
According to Wikipedia, a Union Army veteran and a Republican, he defeated incumbent Grover Cleveland to win the presidency in 1888 and was defeated for a second term by Cleveland in 1892.
So what this is reminding me of before I get onto it, but I really like what you did there. And your 404 error computer code, your fourth finger, your ninth finger. There are four of them, so that means we're working in the mirror world. We can use 40 as the star. I really like that. 89 is the total. 17 is the total. That's very interesting. 1 and 7 is the total. So when a number comes out for me, 1 and 7, I tell you everything where I find 1 and 7. This is why I want to create a program, because 1 and 7 will come out of 88. 1 and 7 will come out of 52. 1 and 7 will come out of hold on, just 18, right? It'll come out of 81, it'll come out of 25. It's going to come out of a couple of other ones. I don't remember all that they are. And this is what it is. 8 times 8 equals to 64. 8 plus 8 equals to 16. 5 times 2 equals to 10. 5 plus 2, okay, will equal to 7. 18 or 1 and 8 equals to 1 times 8, 8. 1 plus 8, 9. Okay. Here's what it is. 88. 8 times 8, 8 plus 8. 6 and 4 equals to 10 equals to 1. 1 and 6 equals to 7. We get 71. 52. 5 times 2, 10. Or 1. 1 times 8, 8. 1 plus 8, 9, and 8, 17. What's going to happen here is 8 and 9, the heaven's birth, is going to play a role into the mirror world by the virtue of the seventh gate. 10, okay, reduces down into 7. This is the star system connect. I'm going to show you that star system connect in 1 minute. I want to finish with these star system connect. Now we can use another terminology, right? We can. My terminology, let me see. Hello? Hello? Where are you? Where are you? How you doing? How you doing? You want to go up there? Come here. Come here. You want to go up there? You want to go up here? What is it? Okay, I want to read the rest of these. 5739. That's interesting because they had the Aztec freelies. Let me see this. Yeah, so let me get back to Grover Cleveland. You see, because Grover Cleveland, I want to show you the timeline with what Mr. The Keys to Wisdom just had to say, because Grover Cleveland, right, and Eve, Cleveland. It says nothing to most, but over time I learned for it to tell me about Cleveland. You can also go level. You can also say balance. You can also talk about a seal. I think it's SEEL, or is it SEAL, which also has to do with balance. Balance also has to do with Libra. Where am I getting this from? Okay, where am I getting this from? that within the word Cleveland, it's telling me this. It's telling me about DNA. It's telling me about one of the wings of numbers. So here's what the wings look like. I'm going to show you here, but maybe I can show you somewhere else. Let me see if I have it here somewhere. Here's what a wing looks like. There's different kinds of connections. There's this connection here. This is our yearly connection. We equalize what is above with below, connecting through the E center. The E never changes, not even in Saturn square. Have you ever seen, have you ever seen Saturn square? Same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, except it's 4, 9, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 6. 5 remains the same. On the regular grid line, I'm going to keep up with my questions in a minute. On a regular grid line, let me just check it out. I'm going to give you two answers here. Okay, so we got this, and then we got this. 1977, 1978. That was 57, and this is 55. Why is that? Okay, that's 58 and 7, okay. 57, and this is 39, 57. Okay, so let me finish with that equation, which is here's another answer to what you just said. I put to a single digit count. I used all four of them. Going to give me 29 and 58, or between the 28-day cycle is going to be the birth inside the E worlds. Number 58, 13, 1 and 3 is 4. It's going to connect the moon. Okay, it's going to connect the moon. Why? 5 times 8, 5 plus 8 is 13, and 40 equals to 53. 5 times 3, 5 plus 3 will give me 15 and 8, 23. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 will give me 6 and 5, 11. 6 times 5, 30. So what we get here is we end up with 41. So anyways, I should be marking this all down. To make a long story short, this one over here as the addition sign, right? The addition sign shows me this. The addition sign will show me this addition over here. So it's got a split between 4 areas. You can also create a circumference from it. Why? Because I have one central point and everything in the circumference of diameter will be equal to itself. So when you get this over here, it becomes 13. Let me mark it out. It becomes 13, which becomes 3 and 4, which becomes 12 and 7, which becomes 1905. Through the P hole 5, I am going to connect 1 and 5, 9. And when I show off this calculator, where's the calculator? The crossing star, as I've shown before, is 1 and 9 cross through 5E. 3 through 7, 10, passing E5. E5 crossing 2 times is 20. This one is 10. We're going to use the letter J. When there's a crossing, the second E letter is a J. Okay, there's more than one E type in our letters. The E type is N, E, and W. It's also 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. It's everything that E fits into. E fits into J 2 times 5. E fits into O. Okay, E fits into O 3 times 5. E fits into T 4 times 5. And E fits into Y 5 times 5. Okay, in this world of the cube, we are right here with the cube. This is when it's on its band. This is when it's on its point, the point and the band of these two. Every single cube, there's going to be 4 sides of this cube that will all look like this. Once it's drilled, it'll look like this. The average for each one of these dots, and there's more than one story that goes with it. Because if we say this is one whole side, and we say it's the center to all, we're going to go 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, equaling to 4 equals the whole, which is 1 and a quarter, 1.25, the value of this E. 12 minutes in basketball times 1.25, 15. 48 minutes in basketball times 1.25, 60. There's 1.25 days left over after the 13th moon, 364 plus 1.25. There's 28-day cycle, but they measure at 3.5 to the heart of this cube. 28-day cycle times 1.25 brings me to 3.5. The word brother is 51 and 35. But let's forget about the 51 because mother and father are 51. But father, FA, is 7. 5 times 7 equals to 35. Now we see what we need in 7 to get into the heart of this cube. Mother is 28. 1.25 times the mother to get to 3.25. Now think about this. It took 4 fathers. 4 times 7 equals to 28. The word mother is 28 and 51. It is the 7th gate of the birth. Just look at the MO in mother. That is the difference between mother and father and what is brother. That it took 4 fathers to get into one mother. That cycle of that moon, that MO is 28, 15, and 13. M and O. The M letter, when you're designing it, right? When you design the M letter, have you ever designed it? Have you ever designed the M letter? Have you ever even thought that forget about coincidence? It is what it is. Who are we? My parents and grandparents that I had the opportunity or I didn't take the opportunity to say, hey, Grandpa, where'd we come from? And then you listen to all the stories. Where did we come from? Well, I'm going back in time to find out where things came from. And the simplest thing I can do is look at something and say, hey, what do you see? Well, I see 6 black dots and I see white area space. Do you think the white area space can have a dot its same? And I look at this and I go, what a coincidence. There's an area space empty over here. It's as square as this. I can possibly put 9 markings. And then somebody says, I'll make it a little bit bigger. And then all of a sudden, it looks like this. And the black cube, because of the unknown truth that lies within, begins to gain life. The black cube that we see, that we hear, that they speak about, begins to garner a voice that where can this black cube be? There are 3 of these within Rubik's Cube. They're all connected together. Rubik's Cube, if I can, did I bring it with me? No, I think I left it in the car. Rubik's Cube is made up of 27 cubes, 3 times 3 times 3. Unlike what I understand to be the Mars cube, 2 by 2 by 2. 3 by 3 by 3 equals 27. The house of Bates. And when this house was created, it was created from 1 and 2. Alphabet, the house of Bates. When we created that house, that 1 and 2 came together as 3. That was your creation right over here. 3 and 6 creates the house when they come together. Well, check the mathematics out. 3 times 6, 18. 180-degree plane. 3 plus 6, 9. 9 and 180 degree, 180 degree and 9, 18 and 9, 27, the house of bait. 6 and 3. The 6 void and the 3 dot coming in here with the lunar moon, coming in here with the shoulder moons between Mars, communication of Saturn and Mars. It seems like we go back to communicate on this part over here through the e-world, our communication Jupiter into Mars, through our life, the one spirit of Luna. It's the only one that creates a 7, that we should have a touchdown when we play football, and then we kick the extra point, right? So I'm going to just drink a little of this, just go into the kitchen. I want to warm up the water again. I want to go back to what I missed, but I wanted to show Mr. Messer before we go, is that to a single digit, 29, okay, is the Mars Moon entry, connection of your birth. But these numbers all change. This one over here is going to be everything that you see. Let me just do this over here and show you what it is. This over here, this 29, is also 26, 56, and 59. As we all know, when you're looking at a 2, is it a 2 or is it a 5? You know, the 2 is the reverse of the 5 on the cube, but they also look the same. Just like, let me just, okay, so what happened here? Whoa, they just stopped me on my other one, right? Okay, so, yes. So when we look at numbers 9, 2, 5, and then we flip them over, right? And we look at it again. Here it's 6 and 0 before it was 9. Now it's 52. These two stay the same, so I can now create them. Where did I do this? Yeah, so now I can create them like this. So this situation turns into this situation. Now we can also use this as bookends. 2 and 8, the cycle into the E-world is our birth, talking about the Mars moons. This is talking about the lunar moon. They match up 5 and 9. They match up in many areas. One is within the cube. I'm going to write it down here. 63 and 41 and 54 and 32. So what this is it's right here. I'm going to show you. 6 and 3, 4 and 1. 6 and 3, 4 and 1. 5 and 4, 2 and 3. 5 and 4, 9, 2 and 3. Remember what we were talking about? 5 and 4, 2 and 3. Now here comes the math. Inside the house of bait, our creation, because it's 1 and 2. 1 became between 2, and then it came between 4. Between 2 creates 3. Between 4 creates 5. The Mars house with the lunar moon. Mars inserts, okay, within side of it. 1 up, 2 to the side. 1 in the center, 2 to the side. You connect with a straight line if you're transferring on to, I'll show you on my other design, but it's 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. And if you see something here, it's not ours. It's somebody else's. I put my head in your door, my feet are in the backside. And then somebody's got their head between my legs. And then this is just, it's an expression of showing it's 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And it's not, it's on an angle. It's forward. It's advancing, right? It's like that. It's advancing. Let's see, did I do this properly? And when we do this, right, when we do this, look at that, 2 and 7, 9. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. This is what's happening next year. We're going to get over 9. Same thing. Then here's 5 and 4. You see the 5 and 4 that was over here that fits into this one over here, the reverse over here. See the 5 and 4 here? That's the original 9. There's 2 different 9s. The reverse is a different 1 and 4, 5 to a different 2 and 3, 5. To where this 1 and 4 will create the 5, 4 within it. It'll create it within its creation. The 4, 5, does it live between the 3, 6? Or is the 3, 6 the bookends? Or is the 4, 5 the bookends? I'm going to show you that. So when you do this, it becomes 20 and 9 equals to 29 equals to 11. Jesus is also number 29. They changed the 60th day of the year. Instead of being March 1st, it's now February 29th. Instead of being 360, it becomes 260. The 29th of February, the 60th day, the numeric value for this is going to be 229, 229 and 60. The numeric value on March 1st, being the 60th day, it can be 360 or 160. It doesn't tell the same story. This will be 3, 1, and this will be 229. 3, 1 is going to connect ourselves into Saturn. It's going to have its movement with inside the electric moon. 31, 13, 31. So this is the difference, okay? There's only 2 letters in the alphabet, right, that fit over here. There's only 2 letters in the alphabet, the I and R, okay, both 9 and 9. There are only 2 in their house. Every other letter is 3. There are, I think it's 9, is it 9 letters? There are 8 letters of 3. There are 8 letters of 3. 8 letters of 3. There are 8 lettered. There are 8. There are 8 numbers of 3 letters. Let me see if I can write that. There are 8 areas of 3 letters. There are 2 areas. Or one area of 2 letters. So you're going to have 24 and 2. In that instance, like I said, like I mentioned, your creation becomes 18 and 9, 27, which is 3 and 6, which makes your creation of the house of Bait. The male now creates within the female. The reason I say this, I need to work with 1 and 2. One has to be male, one has to be female. That's it. I don't care which way it goes. Doesn't make a difference to me, right? But in this book, I have to use the 1 for the male. I'm using the 2 for the female. So that now when you do reduction, alphabet reduction to a single digit, if I reduce it twice, okay, it's going to talk about the earth female. When you do the reduction once, it's going to talk about the male. If I don't do the reduction at all, what is it talking about? And I'm going to explain what I'm saying. If I have the letter S, it's an automatic 2 times. It has a stop sign with it. The S comes with a stop sign. The reduction of the 19th letter is 1 plus 9 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So I have to have a plateau. I have to have an octagon with the S. The S connects to two sides of this system. I'm going to show you. The S is the 19th letter. Now, the other letters that are going to have a reduction will have a single reduction, okay, of 18 instead of 9. The T, the T, the T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z will all get an 18 reduction in one shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals to 70, and 56 equals to 116, I think it is. Let me see. 70 and 56, 126. That's going to be talking about the moon. The reason for that is the moon diameter is 2160. 6 times 6 times 6 is how you achieve that mark. It also, 6 plus 6 plus 6 is going to equal to 18, plus the 216 will equal to 234. 234, 342, I don't care which order it is. It fits between 1 and 5. 1 and 5 is Mars. 51 is the puck. The reverse of 51 on the cube is 2 and 6. So Mars is going to be reversed to the queen. The 62 is not only the queen, but it's also the stick. Does the stick control the puck? Is the puck a PCU? Does the PCU need fans? Why does the PCU need fans? The computer needs fans to cool it down. We need to cool it down. What's going on? Why do we need to cool the computer down? I didn't get back to Grover Cleveland in the split of time, going back to Mr. Messer, and I want to go back to that too, because in the time of Grover Cleveland, right, Grover was the 22nd and the 24th, right? In between was Benjamin Harrison, the letters B and H, or 2 and 8. Well, right now it's K and H and 2 and 8. The person who was running, there were two people running, one for the blue team, one for the red team, and the one for the blue team had initials of KH and was surrounded by the same scenario as Benjamin Harrison and Grover Cleveland were. And GC is also 7 and 3. Okay, the 3, 1, 3 creating 7 of your base creation. GC, the Jack of Clubs or God Clubs. G represents the 7th gate. It connects on the pyramid eye. One goes with an L, could be for left. One goes with an R, could be for right. It's just ironic that this totals 12. The 12th letter is L. This totals 18. The 18th letter is R, and it does go left and right. We do know to the left is a dog leg, right? We live in the soul doggy world. The canine. You know, the K is the 11th letter. So when you go K9, you're saying 911. 9 times 11 is 99. You do know that we play in the House of the 9 Lives of the Cat. You know that there are no 9. It's 1 surrounded by 8. That's what 9 is all about. There's 1 to the corner with 8 on the outside. How do we want to look at our 9? 1 and 8, 9, 2 and 7, 9, 4 and 5, 9. Call the 4, 5 the lock. The 9 and 2, 11, the 8 and 3, 11, the 5 and 6, 11. We now have 9, 11 connecting the two sides together, where your 1 and 9 star system, when you saw this, I create all of 9 here without using the 9. Over here, I use all of the 11 without using the 1. Ace is noted in blackjack as 11. This has 21 dots on it. 21 dots in blackjack. When you get 21, you get a blackjack. You can double down into the world with a 10 and with an 11. So when you get the star, or you get the high side of 9, 2, 3, 8, 5, 6, 7, and 4, you double down into the world. The 9 is a little risky, and it all depends what the dealer has when you come down to these numbers. Also noting 22 is for go. It takes 4 22s to go. 3 is your base. 3 is your base. The 4th one, you've come around full 360. It's 3 times 120 or it's 4 times 3 times 120, or 4 times 90, right? That's the way it is. That's your base creation. We should be duplicating everything after 3, not after 4, according to numbers. 1, 4, 7, 10. That was the 4th one. But watch the continuation. I'm going to write this down and then explain it to you. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, 31, 34. So what happens is I went from here, I went to here once, I went to here twice. On the 3rd one, I return back to this level. Check this out. 1 plus 0 is 1. So I go once, I live this period of time, I live this period of time, I live this period of time. Okay, so I lived the full period, a full period, a full period. In the 4th period, I began back at the 1st period, living my full period. 1 and 9 equals to 10, 1 plus 0 equals to 1. When we come on to the period over here, we have finished 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. Then we come on to this period here, and the cycle ends here. Why does that happen? We had 1 red, and we have another red. This one and this one are not the same frequency. This one here and this one here are not the same frequency in games. If you notice, 7, 16, 25, 34. 3 and 4, 7, 5 and 2, 7, 6 and 1, 7. When I come back over here, you can see I'm back to the same numbers. Everything, the gasp ends over here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We have encompassed these two over here with these two. Everything was singularity. After this, it's going to start repeating. 46 is the next one. So I would be going on to 46, 49, 52, 55, 58, 61, 64. And then you can see that we've enveloped another one over here. The 43, 46, 49, 52, 52 to 25. So we have a groupment inside of here, the head and the tail of this groupment of the movement of 1, 4, 7. So you can see it's actually 3 and we start over again. And it's 3 and we start over again. The system we're using is not like that. But this is according to a professional game. The game is called roulette. In fact, the game of roulette is actually telling you about the cycling of the moon, or is it the sun? The reason for that, look up orphan roulette. I'm going to the kitchen for a minute. Look up orphan roulette. I'm going to get to the rest of Mr. The Keys to Wisdom if you're still with me. I'm going to look down here and see who's with me. I seem to ditch out a lot of information, but if you can come back and we can talk about it. I wanted again talk about the crossing star and the E world that we're in. And E is not alone. There's other things that go along with E, right? There's a lot that goes along with the word. And like I mentioned before, not to forget, here's our base creation separated. If we use it separated, it becomes 7 and 8. Of who we become 7 and 8. We become the Q gate. 8 times 7, 56. Wolf. 56, the word 3. We are the creation. 7 is for king inside the house of bait. The queen, the 8, goes all around here. But the 1, okay, the 1 is the ace. The queen and the ace at the heart of the queen. 4 times 2, 420. 420, 4 times 2, 4 plus 2 will create 8 and 6. I'm going to show you the 8, 6, 8 and 6 and a few other things that I missed out before. The 24 hours a day, the 24 for the communication of the cat. There's 4 cats in the house. There's 4 cats in this house. Every cat has a value of 6. Here's one. hexagon, here's 2 hexagons, here's 3 hexagons, here's 4. There's 4 cats. The dog is noted to be the octagon. The value of the dog is 26. 2 and 6 is 8. Here's one octagon, 8, to put the cat. When the cat's up, stands like this, these two move on the inside, right? These two move to the inside. When you're asleep, they move to the outside. But you're born with an empty heart and you cover it up at birth. You come together in life. How does part of the system work? I don't know, but this was intriguing to myself. I can see the bull inside of here, Taurus, splitting apart between here and here, and then splitting apart between here and here, and then splitting apart between here and here. 3 separations. But at the same time, here, connected to there, all at the same time, Trinity, where they're all connected. And then they're interconnected. When you see the deck of cards, the club is number 38. It's telling me right away, it's telling me I'm connected. The thing is about 38 is it's right here in basic form. There's a 3 empty over here. When I spin this, okay, you can be awake during the day and you'll be sleeping at night. So if you're sleeping, this is it. And when you're awake, this is it. It's no more than 6 of 8 and always connected to 1. Your moon number is 612. Here is 6 of the 1 heart. That when drilled through, you'll see the 1 of the 2 empty spaces. It's talking about that 666 moon. 21.6. I'm going to warm up some water. Hello, Mr. Emlo. Mr. and Mrs. Kylo. Say hi, say hi, say hi. Let's get this cracking, this egg. Let's get this egg cracking. Let's show the true light of the transparency of the games that talk outside the game. Oh my God, I didn't have Mars in the game, but 51 is the word Mars. I'll put Mars in the game. Well, wait a second. 9 times 9 is 81. That's the word square. Now I have to put square in the game. Well, what about Venus is 81? Oh, I'll put Venus in the game. And now I know that 10, the center is the E. It means I am to everywhere on the outside. So what is 8 on the outside connected to 1 creates the 10 star system. The 1 and 9, 10. The 3 and 7, 10. Oh my God, the 9 is my birth. Born into the divided sun. To my 2 and 8, 10, to the heavens of the 2 moons of Mars. Father, how you doing, Mars, Father? But I know from my father and my mother, I became the creation. I became the birth of man in creation. One of the wings, 1, 2, 3, 4. The other wings, 7, 8, 9, 6. Tennis, anyone? 15 or 15? Or how about the complete wing of 15? Once you completed your 30, your 4 months of 30 days, what about your 10, your crossing star? You have 1 here and 1 here. When you put it together, right, you're 30 for your creation. Your 10 is your backbone to your creation, where the 1 lunar moon, okay, hearts the center, okay, of what is Eve, the 2 moons of Mars. They come together inside your Earth creation, and then Earth reflection comes into Mars, from Venus to Mercury, from the 2 moons of Mars to the 1 moon of Earth, to where the Mars, right, Mars picks up a singular moon, 4 and 1, 5, where Earth picks up 2 moons, 3 and 2, 5, 55. You want to see what happens with this? Where am I going to start? A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Right over here. A, B, C, D. You all can see that, right? So we're going to stop for a second. I need to finish off what Mr. Messer has sent out here. I can still call you that, the keys to wisdom. The Big Bertha, yes. So we use the Big Bertha. Remember, that was the one driver. I don't want to forget about that. The driver. So we know the driver is going to work off the T off. T is the 20th letter, so I know we connected to the full star. A, B, C, D. 4 times 5 equals to 20. When we do that, the reverse of this is going to be G. It's going to be G7. Is there a calculation for G7? But when I have a prime number, I prime up, okay? Nothing is prime. I want to know something about number 7. Well, I know 8 and 8 equals to 7. I know 7 and 9 equals to 7. I know 1 and 6 equals to 7. I know 2 and 5 equals to 7. I know 3 and 4 equals to 7. Is there anything else about 7? I know that the reverse 7 of these combinations show up with 11. How does 7 show up with 11? I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to answer that question when I come back. I hope you're still here in 3 minutes. Everybody, let's take a break of 1 or 2. Hey, Tammy, how's it going? 5708. I'm going to show you more of these numbers. Maybe I'm going to give a little bit of time so we can discuss a little bit. You know, I always get excited when I learn something new. The end result, somebody asked me, what am I looking for the end result? That when we see the transparency in this game that is telling the story that you're starting to think outside the game. Oh my God, look, Earth has a moon. Is that true? I look online. I need to follow the rules and regulations. So does Earth have a moon?
According to NASA science, Earth's moon. Overview. The moon makes Earth more livable by moderating our home planet's wobble on its axis, leading to a relatively stable climate.
I wasn't asking you to deliver me, right? Or how about Mars moons? Does Mars have a moon? Mars, 2 moons, Phobos or Phobia and Deimos. Asteroids or debris. Do you read this word? Do you see this word? Do you see this word? That's a crazy word to use. I can't believe they even put that word out there. I was just at one debris just not long ago. My nephew had a baby. It was a boy, and they had a debris. They call it a bris. So they actually, in debris, when you use the letters, okay, D and E, you're talking about the sun coming through from the sun. D and E is 5 and 4, the IT system from the sun. The bris, okay, is when they come and they cut the mushroom off the top. Maybe because they don't want you to know that you come from some kind of mushroom head, right? Something, because the body, right? It's not a mistake things are the way we are. Do we cut everything off? You know, when you get a game, right, and it comes in a box, do we take everything out of the box and say we twist the pieces off because they're stuck to something and we don't need this? What pieces should have been taken off of us, right? So let me get to Mr. Messer, the keys to wisdom. Yes, 5785, 2025 is 3760. That's an amazing find. Wow, I really like that, right? Because you can't make a mistake with that. You really can't. You can't. 5785 minus 2025 equals 3760. Yeah, you can't miss on that. But the thing about this, okay, 3760, is that it's 940 times 4, okay, in order to equal to that. We are going to be calculating we have to divide something by 4. So 2028 divided by 4. Where's the calculator? $20.28 divided by 4, 507. Okay, times 4. Okay, then we have 2028 equals 507 times 4. So it works out. It works out to where 4 by 5 is. Look at that. This is our 5G creation. This is the E world to the 7th gate. This is the cycle of the moon. 22 is your life, the house of bait. So we averaged this over here and this over here. It's just funny because this is 470, right? Even though I did this is 470. 47, half of this is our time. So if I went 8 for the heavens of 8, what would 8 be? What would 8 be? Let me look at it. 3760 divided by 8 is 470, right? It's 470. I need to count this by 8. Although it should only be counted by 2 because it's 2 houses, but when you put the system together, we need to count it by 8. The cube has 8 corners. When you work with 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, every corner, okay, becomes a triple number. When you work with 2, 4, 6, and 8, here's the 2, 4, 6, 8 position over here. It only has 2 colors. Corners get 3, inside get 2. When they get 2, there's only 2 letters that fit that description. The I and the R, they reverse to each other. The I and the R reverse to each other. So does that mean they're only one? Should the I and the R be the actual pole of everything? Or because it's 2 letters, it should go over here? So that would be my question, right? But lo and behold, the reality is all around this cube, this is what the cube looks like. Whoop, that's the only one I didn't do, eh? Wow, I showed you the side that I never did. I shouldn't have done it this way because this one here penetrates over here. So I really shouldn't have done it that way. Can I change this? How in the world did I leave something somewhere else? Let me go up. Just give me 1 second. I misplaced something. I'm just trying to find where it is. Oh, that's pretty weird, no? Oh, okay. Okay. So let me go 57, yes. So that was very good. So what Mr. Messer showed, right? What Mr. Messer showed, so let me move this and move this. Okay. And I know not everybody saw, but what he showed, let me see if I can write this down here, is that in the year 5785, which is the Hebrew year now, if you take off 2025, you go to the time of 3760. That was the time of the coming of, on the cross, right? And it was 940 years was the average at that time, 4 times, right? And that will represent Zion, Israel. That's going to represent the half-life of Mars. 1.5 times 4 equals to 6. 49, okay, or 94, same thing. 4 and 9 are 13. It'll be 13 and 36. It's going to be 4 and 9 again. So birth came into the mirror world. 13 is going to connect to the moon. The mathematics is 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to 3 and 4. Mars and Earth come in. You multiply it again. We need to connect them. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 is 12 and 7. You minus it, it creates the 5 for the E world. Okay, the sun comes into this also. When you, hold on a second. Yes, and when you multiply it and you add it, becomes 12 and 7, right? Equals to 19. That's where the AI comes in, where you connect the 1 on the bottom part of the shoe to the top part of the shoe, only upon the birth. Here's one of the shoes, right? But this one, I don't have the one that's on the top, do I? Right. We spoke a little bit earlier. We have to understand the A letter and what the A does. I'll just put that in to remind me. I send out these things to remind me, right? Okay, so I'm gonna draw it out. I'm gonna draw it out again. This is the shoe. This is an L letter, L and L, 12 and 12, 24. They come together at the E. They come together at the E. They come together at the center. So when you connect them together and I show you the skeleton form, you can see it here, where 10 connects to 5. 10 connects to 5 equals to 15. 30 connects to 5 equals to 35. 35 and 15. 3 and 5, 8. Right? 3 and 5, 8. Let me do this again. 30 and 5 equals to 35. 10 and 5 equals to 15. We entered into the E world. We counted twice. We're going to count J. It's going to be JE connection. It's going to be 8 and 6, the vibration within the moon. You see the 15? Let me hold it up over here. You see the 15? Right? Am I showing it on both screens? Right? So I just didn't want to lose this page over here, so I got like 3 books open at the same time. 1, 2, 3, and 4 equals to 10. You count the 5 position. We overlap the position. If you put them, here's the pin for the 5 position. Both sides have to go over this pin. So you have to count the 5 twice, right? You count the 5 twice. 8 and 6 is the dividing 7th gate. We spoke about the difference between Saturn square, over here and the 911 over here. When I have to connect Saturn square 911, it's not the same thing. This is the way Saturn square 911 connects. This is the beginning of its connection. The next part of the 911 is the, just give me a second, 7 and 2 is 9, 4 and 5 is 9, 6 and 3 is 9. I'm trying to see if I did this whole thing here. Okay, I think I have it. This is what it does. You have 4, and then you have 7 is 11. You have 9 over here and 2 over here, 11. You have 6 and 3, 9. You have 8 and 3, 11. It's going to create this. But this is not a fixed reality. It's not done yet. Okay. And the reason why it's not done is because I need to create mirrors. I need to create more dimension in this to see what it's actually trying to tell me. Right? See what it's actually trying to tell me. Just want to see what if I filled in the whole area here. Right? What if I just did the 11 with the 9? What would it tell me over here? I'm just trying to see what it's telling me. Okay, irrelevant to the fact I don't like that part of the design. Have we spoken before about this? We'll get that back to that too. Just give me a minute. I got so many things in front of me. Let me see what's up here. Cherry, how you doing? 118, 710.5. So what's about this whole Ptolemy Soter? You're going to have to try and help me out with that, please. Tammy might appreciate this. Happy holidays, Tammy. Happy holidays to everybody. 989 and 990 equals yes. So when we do something, when we're dividing a number, okay, this is showing me 4 numbers. So we should show at least, we should be dividing it at least by 3 and at least by 4. 2, 3, and 4 is our vibration. That means we have to divide it by 2, 3, and 4. Aunt Jemima, Blackface Cube. So let me see. Pluto fits all. Keep losing that phone. So let's see this over here. So you have the calculator here, right? And then you have the phone here. So check this out. You have the calculator here, right? You have the calculator and the phone. Look where the 9s are. The 369 is in the same area, 369, 258 in the same area, 147 in the same area. All they did is flip the script. So, yes, we have 1, 3, 7, and 9 are at the corners, not number 5, unless you use number 5 as a connecting station. Okay, now let me show you where we use number 5 as a connecting station. Right over here. Everything connects to this area over here. When we talked about number 18 in Rubik's Cube, there are 18 cubes that goes over the heart. There are 18 cubes that occupy this area here and this area here. There are 18 of them. This area over here, you can see, is not in the game. Rubik's Cube has a color. Here it does not. We're missing a lot of stuff in this one, right? You can see that I'm missing 2 corners here. I'm going to spin this around. I'm missing 2 corners. I'm missing none. Sorry, I'm missing 2 corners over here. I'm missing none. I'm missing none. I'm missing 2. I'm missing 2. 2 and 2. So I'm missing 4. And on the other ones, it's 0, 0. Now, when I do it this way, I'm missing all 4 corners and all 4 on the inside. I'm missing 4 and 4. There's a difference. This is 4-3, and this one over here is 4-2. 4-3 is going to connect me to the moon, and 4-3 is going to get me the 7th gate. The reason for that is the math. 4 times 3 equals to 12. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 and 12 is 19. Connects AI. 19 times 3, 57, gives me a moon birth. 2 times 4, right, equals to 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 and 8 is the house planet divided by the 7th gate, the lunar moon. Why does it do that? It's because of what 6 and 8 do. Fox headquarters, 666, home of the moons. Kaaba, the empty face of Kaaba. We're giving a little bit of face to this black cube. If you want to know why the black cube is around the world, if you want to know about number 33, where it fits in, how about JC out of the Bible? Are we allowed to talk about that? JC out of the Bible? How about Abraham, right? Bringing in a connection. Why did Abraham bring in a connection between what was the maid, right, and what was his 90-year-old wife? What is that story? Bringing in as communication through the house of Kaaba, which was mentioned in apparently in the Quran. It's mentioned in one area of the Quran, and people deny it, but it doesn't matter because Abraham brings in the antenna, okay, of the cube with the 2 children through the moons, which surrounds and is connected like a pitchfork through Neptune, where Neptune's pitchfork goes up and then goes out this way. And then 2 pitchfork goes up from the side and come in this way. And they crisscross energies on each other. And that is shown right over here. When it's crisscrossing and passing, it's on this pattern. Otherwise, right? And when you do that, it's going to be the 2, 5. Otherwise, if it's on this pattern, it's going to be the 4, 3. So you notice we had this pattern and we have this pattern where it's going to be 1, 6, or it can be this pattern where it's 3, 4. Again, we're going to go back and reiterate that our creation is based on our 1 and 2 creation, becomes the E-world connect to the heaven 6, but our basic creation is only 1 and 2. We come to the gateways with this body, which is 8 and 1, and which is 7 and 2. 8 and 7 bring us into this world, into this 6 body. 6, I like to call it the jack. I also know that in the deck of cards, I'm going to check my water, right? I'm going to get to the ABCs. We're going to do anything. We're going to talk about any word because every single letter is a character. And if I say number 1, I'm going to say there's 3 characters. I see O-N-E. It also equals to number 34, but that's in the basic numerological calculation. There's multitudes of values for each letter. I can put each one to a theory with a reality that will be concrete mathematically. I lost one of the numbers I was working on. So let me see if I can find that for a second. Anyways, I turn my pages so much. So we mentioned about the Jack has 6 eyes, and the Queen has 8 eyes, and the King has 7 eyes. So I like to work with that, and then I'll say, well, let the King, is it possible it's Uranus? And if it wasn't Uranus, it would be Earth. According to the star system, how do we create the 10 commandments? We crisscross everything, right? 6 and 4 is 10, right? 5 and 5 is 10. 5 from the left commandment, 5 from the right commandment. But to create 9, how do we create 9? Is it the first and the 8th commandment that went together to understand the 9th commandment? Or should we start with the first 9 and then start to up our commandments? The 9 with the 1 creating the 10, the 9 with the 2 creating the 11, the 9 with the 3, the 9 with the 4, the 9 with the 5, the 9 with the 6. We already know that the 9 and the 5, there's already 5 basic commandments that are within the 9. Here's the 5, here's the 9. Instowed inside this 9 are 5. There's only 4 understandings within inside a 9. The 8, the house planet through the 7th gate. You see this 8 over here? It's got those 2 moons of Mars. I don't have anything over here. The life that we live in the 8th heaven, right? Here's our describable life. Our own soul before we take on this the Mars connection. And we fall into the 7th gate. You see there's 1 moon over here. There's 2 moons over here, 7 and 8. Alpha, beta, the heavens of the gateway. Father and mother is going to play the role here. So if you think Mercury and Venus disappeared, they take a roll up over here. We have the 8th heaven. You're living on this side or on this side, and you're living at the 7th gate through the heart of the 9 birth. The card of 9 and 8 are the only 2 cards we need. These 2 here. The 9 lives in the heavens. And the last one is to understand of Venus, the 2 houses. 9 times 8, 72 by 2, 144. 9 and 2, 11. 8 and 2, 10, 11, 21. The total is 19. The AI birth. AI, you can use A as 11. You can use I as 9. You have 20. The deck of cards told me in blackjack, alpha, beta creation, you have 20. 1 times 9, 1 plus 9 gives you lightning. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 creates the mirror world. A, B, C, D is 10. When you have 19, you are now divided by the sun. The ace letter. The S letter, let me explain this again. I want to see why I said this. When you have the ace letter, okay, no, I don't want to say it that way. A, B, C, D equals to 10. You play the 10 with the 9, okay? 3 times 19 equals 57, the moon. 10 minus 9 equals to 1. When it equals to 1, it shows you the ace. It shows you the ace, and the 180-degree plane across is the R letter. It shows you the L angle, okay? The 9 birth, 3 times 6, 3 plus 6. So inside of 19S, okay, is going to be that moon creation. 79 will be the birth in the gateway. 99, what can we do to 99? How can we explain 99? How do I explain 99? Born to the 9 lives of the cat on Earth. How do I explain 999? It's the communication center. It's found on the 3 key. 99 puts itself into the 10 positions. the two worlds of 9? Is it because we're playing 99 on the pole? 9 and 9 areas. All around this 18 areas, I want to bring this up again. The S letter reduces in 2 shots. There's 9 here and 9 here is 18. In the center, okay, is another one. It's going to create 19. Did I do that properly? It's 9 up here. Okay, it's 9 down there. It's 18. If I'm crossing only through the center, okay, I need to pick up one more. It's going to be 19. There's 19 around like this, including the cross. It's 18 and 1. The difference between the sun and the moon is the center of this cube. That's the difference of the sun and the moon. The reason for that is 3 by 19 equals 57, 57 electric moon, male and female, connected at gate, connected by virtue of Route 66. And when they meet at Motel 8. Mother, M-O-T-E-L, their communication, 6-8, in the house planet by the 7th gate. Motel 8. You use the word mother, and in the THER is 51, and inside the 51 is 234,432, your vibration frequency. That 51 is Mars passing through the Mars moons, picking that yourself up with the lunar moon. Electric company. The 7 and the 5 are also noted as ET5G TV, which is a gateway, and I'm going to see if I can pick that up. Let me see if I can pick that up. Okay, give me another page. I'll just keep writing it down. That'll be okay. What happens is the word AND, okay, can also be DNA. In French, it's ET. When you're going up this ladder or through this tunnel over here, when you get to this one, it's 5. When you get to this one, it's 7. The gematria shows us to count only to 7, so now I count down. When I get here, I'm not sure if I'm getting the camera in both of these shots, right? When I get here, this is number 5. This is 7. See this over here in between, this window? This is 6. 6 connects 7 with 5. And on this side, we count down to 6. Although it's 8, it now becomes 6. 8 plays a role underneath 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 goes down this way, right? And over here is 8 connecting 6 and 6. It is your 8 octagon to your 6 hexagon. Your octagon to your 6 hexagon. Inside this octagon, I have 6. We lay over each other. When you're born, this closes in. We connect during the day. We rise. We bring both worlds together. And at night, we separate into both worlds, sleeping between the 2 moons or arise between the 1 moon. This moves. Nothing stays in the same position. Energy always moves. You ever see Pota or Potas? Planet of the Apes, Potas. Just trying to see what else is on this page. We spoke about the Monopoly game. The thing about the Monopoly game is here is 1 dimension here. 1, 2, 3, 4 separate areas. What's in between, okay, are the train tracks separating each one. There's 168 area space going around the center dot. The center dot, let's say it's the game of darts. The game of darts, will now bring all 4 of these dimensions together. Will we only live in this part of them? Will we live up to this part and leave this part over? Where will 1/3 be? Or leave it in quarters? And you can also see there's towers going all the way down the tower. So if you live in this area over here, going along the band, right? Going along the band is 22, 22, 22, 22, 88, 0, 22. Ever hear that number? There's 88 areas taking up the properties on the band. There's 80 on the inside, totaling 168, 168 hours in the week, 13 by 13, or a 616 rotation. When I spoke before, where 5 and 7 are like this, 8 comes in over here, connecting 6, 7, and 8 through the 7th gate. Since that's happening there, maybe we can make it happen for real. Let's make it happen for real. How is everybody? Mo telephone booth box connected. Hello, who can I serve you at the room? Yes, very good. Okay, so let me see. Somebody said something over here. We're it's pretty weird, eh? You know, I'm looking at all the quick invitee guests and everybody that's on here. Nobody has more than a couple of people. Anyways, irrelevant to the fact, let me go through this list. Invite you to co-host. Well, I'm going to probably co-host somewhere before I end this, but just let me go through this. You know, it's funny. I had a talk with my nephew today or yesterday, and that's very interesting. He was telling me the exact same thing. Every time you add another hydrogen atom, but I wish I can understand that a little bit, you know, a little bit more, right? An element, right? Element. The microprocessor of the elephant. Hydrogen is just a proton and an electron. Let me write that down. Even if I have before, I'll do it again until I understand. Let's see what this is. Everything is important. And when we talk about numbers, if you say number 30, well, why don't you look it up in Celsius? Look it up in Fahrenheit. Look what 30 inches or 30 centimeters are. What are 30 ounces? What is I don't know, anything to do with 30. What's 1 times 30, 2 times 30, 3 times 30? Hydrogen is just a proton. And electron. But what makes up hydrogen? Is it something of itself, or what comes together to create it? And what I like, what I notice is that when you use the letter U in a word, right? And I think of gold as AU, and when I use EU, it's like it was made to be flexible to come here. It's like a kind of gold, but it sort of works with some kind of energy, and where the gold is not really, is the gold actually moving on its own, or what does the gold need in order to create movement within, in order to have a value of something? And this is where, when movement comes along, I'm going to, like an energy comes along, I'm going to say I'm going to have 2 times 2 equals 4 Mars moons, which might be the effect of Mars. Because if you have 2 moons, you need to come into 1 moon of communication. And when you have 1 moon of communication, okay, you need 2 moons. And so in all actuality, I'm going to need all my telephones, and I'm going to have 6 moons. That's what I need to connect. 2 moons and 1 moon, and 1 moon and 2 moons. And possibly that Mercury, let's see if I can do this, call Mercury 1 and call Venus, okay, the value of 2. So at the minute Venus is here, we have 2. So anything to do with 2 is going to double. So 4 would be 8, and 6 would be 12, and 8 will be 16, because that's what the rings of Venus does. The Venus is on the outside of 1, so it's here and it's there. So it'll be 2 times 3 equals to 6. It'll be 2 times 2 equaling to 4. It'll be 2 times 4 equaling to 8. It'll be 2 times 5 equaling to 10 equaling to 1. 2 and 5 create a situation, and it's funny because 2 and 5 are 7. 2 and 5 are the only numbers where 5 is involved, and it reduces the value of both numbers. 5 reduces down to 1, and 2 reduces down to 1 when it becomes 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. Okay, let me see this. Hydrogen is just a proton, and hydrogen is a neutron, proton, electron. Hydrogen is also neutron, a proton, electron. Hydrogen is also neutron, proton, electron. Okay, I have to take a picture of this. I'm not sure if I can go through all of this. I'm going to try and take a picture of my screen here. Well, not me. Okay, so I'm not sure if I can get through of it. Helium, proton, 2 electrons. Let's see what this is. Thanks for writing it out. Helium is 2 protons. And 2 electrons. So I want to ask you a question now. So do I have to say helium is 2 protons and 2 electrons? Do I have to use those words? Because if I don't use those words, it tells me a different story. INS is 2 letters, and is 3 letters. In and are right is also ET and number 7, right? On the keyboard, you find the and sign, right? The sign on the second level, level 2 up, when you have the level up, also known as the shift. So when you go to the shift on number 7, it has the and sign. When you see the and sign in French, it's ET. ET is DNA. So now, and the reverse of and the ET is now V22 and T, like VG for very good, equaling to 29. 29 is that the connecting to the IT system. 29 connects to the IT system, and I keep seeing Venus as some kind of sun of her own, right? It tells me about life. The 22nd letter comes in with the E. When you turn around these letters, ET with VG, you can also see it becomes 5G TV. Now 5G is going to connect, like I mentioned, 5G connects this 7 gate over here through 66. And we showed, or we will show, that So here's what it is. Here is 4 and 4. Here is 3 and 3. Four and 4, 3 and 3. Multiply and add, it equals to 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 4 and 4, multiply and add, 24. 2 and 4 is 6. The reverse of their reality is perfect. Now we go to 3 and 5. So when we go to 3 and 5, we go to 3 and 5, it should be with 2 and 4. And it is. When you multiply 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 8 and 6, 14, we see 14. When you do 5 times 3, 5 plus 3, 15 and 8, 23. 2 and 3, 5. 1 and 4, 5. It's perfect. Then we look at 51 or 5 and 1 and 6 and 2. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. 6 and 5, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 6 times 2, 6 plus 2 equals to 12 and 8, 22. So it becomes absolutely perfect. Just to note that this one here, your Sky Pass Freedom 55 also comes reverse to what is the IT system in the sun. 7 times 6, 42. You connect, hold on a second. You connect these two together. This is 23. You connect 4 and 2. 7 and 6, 13. You connect these crisscrossing together. 1 and 3, 2 and 4. You connect it right here. This is your 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals to 55, creates the 1, 2, 3, 4 scenario, as it does here. This one over here, electric company at the 7th gate, is going to be where the CATS communication is at. I'm going to show you the design. Well, actually, I should show you the design. Let me do it on the bottom camera first. It's right over here. See the cubes? Let me see if I can put it that way. Yeah, you see these cubes over here? That's where it connects. And if you take a look, there's a Y on this side. Let's do it where it's easier to see. Okay. We'll do it on this one here. Let me see if we get my finger. There's an X and a Y, and a Y and an X. I need 3 strands of 12 in order to match this up, and then I can start over again. So I was showing this picture. Right, I know it's not that good of a picture. Maybe I can flick this light up top. I don't know what's happening. Right. But I mean, I didn't just come up with that. I'm afraid to move the other camera, so I'm not gonna play with anything right now. I don't want to ruin anything. So we spoke about earlier on. I just want to go back on something, right? We spoke earlier on that when we're connecting the star system, right? When we're connecting the star system, when we're connecting the 1, 9 and the 4, 6 and the 8, 2 and the 3, 7, those are all 10s. We cross over through the 5. We're only going to use 3 of the lines. Therefore, the star system starts with O. In your star system O, it's 1 through 5, 15, or VX equals to 15. 2, 3, 4, hold your vibration. We live in the O world. Oh, say, can you see? Right? That's the world we live into. Let me see. Okay, so let me look at this here. I want to see helium 2 protons. Did I do that? Helium 2 protons. Let's see this. Helium, 2 protons, 2 electrons. Helium, 1 neutron, 1 proton. A neutron, a proton, 3 electrons. A neutron, 2 protons. The other one is helium is 2 protons and 2 electrons. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then we have 3 neutrons and 2 protons, 3 neutron, 3 neutron and 2 proton and 2 electrons. A lot of rons, eh? A lot of rons in there. So neutron additions do not change what the element is going in the scale per the must be Saturn. That would be nice to know at what point is it stable. At what point is it stable? Okay, this is also very interesting. I'm not going to be able to see everything. So what I'm reading right now for those, we're right now it's on the YouTube channel. The cancer awareness symbol is what connects the 4 corners of the keypad. Yeah, you can look at it that way. Yeah, you can look at it that way. Which way? Which way should we hold it? Should we hold it this way? And what do? We start here. Should we start? How would we do this? What would we do to connect it? We'd start it. We'd start it which way? Go up here, go around here, go here, and go here. Would we leave out 1, 9, and 3 when we do that? I'm trying to see how I can do this. How can I do this? Well, when I do it, I seem to I'm not sure because I'm always going to be leaving out one area. I'm going to be leaving out the 8th area, the heavens area with that. AIGC 1973. 1973. Oh, let me see that 1973. One nine seven three. 1973. Well, if we do that, we leave out 4, 6, and 2. Right? We leave out 12. So we end up, wow, that's good. It works out. Look at that. That absolutely works out. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but look what it works out to. Is that the way you want to connect it? What did you say again? 19, did you say 197 and 3? 197 and 3, right. So this is 197 and 3. I automatically cross through the 5E. So we're leaving out 6 and 4. I'm leaving out this connection over here. So you know what this connection is here? This goes to the left side and the right side might connect. Otherwise, I'm missing out. I'm missing out. Here's my gate. 2 and 4 will equal your 6. I've separated from the gates over here. So let's see what else is inside of this. Wow, that's funny. Came from a hit song. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. So now I would have to put old oak, tree. We do know that tree is 38. So 38 is the gold, and it connects to the three heavens in tree. It also represents monkey, old, inside the word, so we can see it's a 3 star. L and D coming together is the purple ball. We're going to connect 12 and 4, 16, 16 and 15, 31. We're going to connect the cube. It's going to be in the mirror world, right? The A is going to connect both sides. It's OA versus OL. They're both 3 letters. 11, 12, and 15, 27, and 54. And this one is going to be 51. Old is going to go to Mars, and oak is going to go to the sun. Oak is also going to go to the creation of the house of bait. And you can also look at it another way. Instead of oak, how about a camping KOA? I got that from this. So now what they did, right now what they did with the 1973 is 1, 9, 7, and 3 is now, instead of being each one times 2, 2, 18, 14, and 6, time, instead of what was 3, 27, 21, and 9. I'm going to explain this. 1973 is in the corners. When they're in the corners, multiply each number by 3. 3 times 1, okay, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 by 7 is 21. 3 by 3 is 9. When you shifted the numbers in Saturn square, it's a multiple of 2. So instead of being 3, it's now 2. Oh, hold on a second, the cat. Yes, coming. Come. You want to come down? Come. Come. Come here. Come. You're okay? Yeah? Are you okay? You sending me a message? You want me to feel sorry for you? Very good. You're such a good girl. Yes. Yes, you're such a good girl. You want to come up and nag me? Right? They sent you? Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from, number 4? Come here. Come here. Everybody saw number 4, right? Anybody ever watch Get Smart? I'm just reading the stuff off of Anno Domini. AD is Anno Domini. So it's the small ring. Thank you very much. I'm not sure where you got that from. I have to go and look. The word Anno is ring. AD. AD is ANNO. So the double N is also used on the on Union Jack, and double N is also for a cycle of the moon. but it's not backwards. It's 2 forwards. Does that mean the M is the one? Okay, I'm not going to even ask that questions. Anno Domini. Do in I. I am comes together and I comes together. So if there's a mini, there's got to be a maxi, right? So there's a do mini and a do maxi. So the AD, okay, then we're going to have to do the BC. And what's the BC? But it's in an anagram, AN and dominion, or NO. Dominate. Domin, and then the number 8. Dominion. A minion is noted to be 10. Dominate, dominion, the onion. I'm just trying to see what the neon lights. I know ON is a division of 3. AN is Sky Father, our Father who art in heaven. Well, when you add up 1 through N, right, it equals to 15. It equals to what is 15? And not only that, it's 105. It's ironic that if you add up A and N, it equals to 15. But if you add up 1 through 14, right, it equals to 105. And the A and the D is what brings everything together. Inside the N is both A and D. Yeah, and NO is also a ring. Santa, Satan, North Pole. So can you say 10, right? You can say 10, right? One part of the wing is 10. The other part of the wing is 30. Everything is connected to E, right? But it's connected a star to E. What's funny is when you say Giroux equals love, I don't know where you get that from. I'm probably going to have to look it up, right? Not Motel 6, Genesis 3. Genesis 3. So gene synthesis, Genesis for me is it ends with Gesera Nicera. It's also GE, which is 5G, the moon, and NE is part of the cycle of the crossing of the moon and the sun. That's where the N comes in. The something to do with the energy between the sun and the moon. When you have a Genesis, SIS is 515, which is 234, and then 432, which is going to be 666, and that's going to be talking about Mars. You also have Jerusalem in this. When you say lightning, you're actually lighting up, okay, what is 10 with the birth of 9, because 10 and 9 is in the word, the same as if you go Nintendo, right? Remember those letters. 11 student, Atlantis, yes, location, Atlantis, in the waters. You notice everything's coming out of the water now, out of the water, out of the sky. Why is it so hot? Why do we have the springs, right, where it comes out gushing hot water from the ground? Let me see what this says. Gen equals God. Let me write that. Well, you're bringing, when the E comes in with the G and an N, okay, first of all, E and N is 5, 5, it's 7, 5, 5, 17. So now between 1 and 7 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to tell me about the queen, the game. It's going to tell me about number 20. Number 20 is going to tell me about the star, the crisscrossing connecting tens. Y is going to tell me about the crossing stars, meaning that if I take one crossing line of 5 and 20, it's 25Y. If I take a crossing line of 10 and 15, 5 and 20, 10 and 15. equals to 25 equals to 25. That's going to be the letter Y. It's going to be talking about Earth and 1/3. So we're going to be talking about blue and hockey and ice. And that's going to be Mars. The number 51 is Mars. When we talk our birth, right, instead of it being AE, it's going to be EI. So it'll be AEIDH I'm just trying to see G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so because the movement of AEI is by fours. So first you're going to do 1, then you're going to do 5, then you're going to do 9, then 13 is M, then 17 is Q, and then 21 is U, and then 25 is Y. And this is what you end up getting. This is the true number. Now, here it's going to be 4837. So what we're going to do, 4837, so we're going to do this. .483 divided by 3 equals to a cat. Okay. Equals to 161. What I'm trying to say is that when you run, okay, when you run according to these numbers, right? When you run according to these numbers, you're always going to get a perfect number. There's no remainder with this number 3. 159 and continue on. 26 and continue on. It'll be 261, right? It'll be 26159. And then this one over here will be 48372. Remember, this one's going to be 7261. Let me see if I got this right. Okay, so here's where it is. Let's look. The AEI Association 1594837. 1594837. Then what we're going to do next, okay, is we're going to start by number 7 and we're going to add 4. It'll be 7261. 7261. The next one we're going to do is over here, is number 4. We're going to go 48372. We're going to do 4837, 372, 72. All it is we're on a different, starting off at a different number, but always going up that way. If I go the other way, I'm only going to go by 2s. So it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Here it'll be 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, which will be 2, which will be like starting over here. This 2 will be here, and then it'll be here. This one will be 9, and then you add 2, it'll be 11. 2 will be up here. 9, 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2 is going to be all the way up over here and starting here. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Do you understand the way that works? Let me get back to these questions. Hydrogen is created through the suicide or murder of neutrons, protons, electrons. Okay. Message misunderstanding. Hydrogen, helium are original waters. The Spirit of God hovering over Genesis. Lithium is the first real solid that emerges from water. Lithium. Would be nice to someday co-broadcast with TACMANs and clear up the muddy waters of confusion, eliminate the time lag. I'm freezing my nuts off, 29 Fahrenheit, though it's not that cold out here. Why are you outside? He knows, but I think it would be awesome. Yeah, we can do that next time, maybe tomorrow if you like. Tell me about it. Send me a message. because I think I can bring somebody on here. If not here, then on Tiki Talkie. Heard it was getting snowstorms. It's not even winter net. I hope you got your pants on. The last 2 weeks of darkness. Oh, yeah. Everybody smile. We're in our last 2 weeks of darkness. That's right. 233 Art Cherry 4 and 4, 2 and 4, 1973. Okay. And the song 1973, 6, 4, and 2 are left out. Is that correct, Mr. Messer? Snake skin. Yes, where snake loses its skin next year. Snakes are animals. The snake that comes upon us next year is also going to be talking about the horse, the reverse alphabet. The snake and the horse, they tie up to each other. Snake skins. Doves are in pairs. Doves. So some of the letters when we use, right? Dove, when I see dove is to pray. I also see dozens. So if it's in pairs, right? The pairs usually come by 6 dozen. 6 dozen pair. And then we have 30 to a key tray. And 30 to a key tray, we have, is it times 12? 12 to a dozen, 30 times a key tray, 30 to a key tray. How many key trays do we have in a box? We have to understand the egg industry. We have to understand all our animals, what they do, because all our animals, what we do is the creator left all the information for us smack in our face. What are we going to find from this? Is I believe once we find the Garden of Eden, the utopia is what brings us all together. So we don't have to say, let's take a vote of what I think is right and what's wrong, is when we start to understand that your individual life is what you take care of. You can't start managing someone else's life unless you become one of the gods. You can become the god in your own domain. You can't tell someone what they could and you cannot do. And when you learn to understand certain aspects about life, in which on the 29th day of February, on the first day of April, which is the first connection to the first suit, that after 3 months of the child in the womb, okay, is when the first little connection happens with the sperm. It connects to the moon. It continues building the child, but the child is not full of life. No, it's not. It's in its building stage. Only when you arrive past the 91st day is there a communication center that begins to build, right? But still, the spirit has not come within. The moons have not come within. It's in the 57 birth stage. It is not in what the born stage is at. Born is 33, 35, 49. And that 49 is going to fit to the mirror world. This finger, it's going to fit to number 13 and 36. Okay, 13 and 36 is where that number goes. The 13 is going to connect to the E world moon, and the 36 is going to connect to the house. Multiplication of 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 is 18, and 9 equals to 27, which is going to create 999. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3, and 4 equals to 7. So we now have the first base is going to be 7 and 27. This one's going to fit into Mars. It's also going to fit when you're born. It's also going to be your gateway. Okay. The next calculation would be the 3 times 4 is going to equal to 12, equaling to 19. Brings your birth into the mirror house of the divided sun. We need to create 10 and 9 equals to 19. 10 minus 9 equals to 1. When we do the plus and the minus, when we equal to the 1, it automatically creates this. Once it creates that, I'm trying to see if I have it in my book. You have the left side of the A, you have the right side of the A. You are born to the heart of the A. The H is to here and to here, and the separation 180, 180. You live in the 180 here. It becomes 90, 180, 90. But in reality, what we see is only 180. This is your separation. This is where R comes in. Do you see the first letter R from this word? Let me see if I can pull up yesterday's piece of work. See the R letter over here? And then the R letter over here. Now, if you take a good look, right, once we put the cap, yeah, we're coming to the end of this video, getting a little empty in my stomach. So here's where we put the cap over here on top of this. And now we have an R that's over here as well, right? We have the skeleton R. If you can see this element over here, we have an R sitting right in between these two. See this bump here is the same as this bump, is the same as that bump. I'll show it to you on a smaller scale. No, that's not it. The wolf pack. The wolf equals 56. The lamb equals 28. Air equals 28. Man equals 28. Cycle of the moon equals 28. Mars has 2 moons. 2 by 28 equals to 57. The wolf. What's blowing in one ear, coming out the other ear are the moons of Mars. This setup is 99 areas. We're going to encompass this and make it 11 by 13 equaling to 143. This is the flag. This is an offset American flag of 50 stars and 49 stars. So when we mention number 49, all the area space that's voided where there are no stars is where we fit in. So let me put this up here for 1 second. Born, birth. We live in the doghouse. Canines. The K is the 11th letter. Canine is the dog. The ace is noted to be number 11 in blackjack. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 and 2 equals to our base 3 creation, because the ace splits into multiple dimensions, above, side, and side. The temple, here's the temple. The T in temple is the crossings of the star system, the matter and the energy into the E world. Inside of the word temple, the M is 1000, 10, 10, 10. CC, right? 100 times 10, or X times X times X in Roman numerals. Has anyone ever seen this? This is basically this. Put it back to, take away the form and put back the skull. What else is in here? Getting a little bit tired. Let me see. A4, 4B, B8, 8. Are you talking for the upper and the lower B? Or which way are you talking? C12, 21. Okay, C12, 21. The gap in 9, heads of Hydra, Hydra, hydrogen god, Hydra god. So I have to really, you're going to have to really send me something to understand this. I'm not always on the ball. A4, and then A44, B88. 22, 11 times 4, and 8 times 11, 2 times 22, 2 times 44. Regardless, it's going to create 1/3 of day and night. The C, 4 by 3 is 12. 3 by 7 is 21. I'm just trying to understand where you're going with that. Help me out. Send me something, Mr. Messer. I am so slow. I'm a little bit tired. I'm very happy and glad that you're here. I'd like to call you the piano man. With a right hook, right? Was it a jab or a hook? Thank you, Tammy. Neutron equals all hydrogen is the beginning of plus. Hydrogen plus. Whoa, I just had a lot of stuff. For those of you who like to help out the page, like I said, I think I held it up over here, right? I prefer the PayPal rather than this method over here, but this is the one I'm putting in. Okay. Okay, I like this. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a ridge trap and a pear tree. I like that. I like that. A pear tree. Pear can be father, right? Tree can be 56, 10, what is it? 38, 48. Oh, I think I made a mistake with the tree, right? It's 48. Yeah, tree is 48. Yeah, equals to the numeric value for sun, 3 by 16, 2 by 24. So it's actually talking about the day. It's actually talking about the house of Venus, right? 2 24s instead of 124. It's 24 and 24 equaling to 48 versus what is the cat, which is 24, which is 12 and 12 equals to 24. I can get 3 by 16 equals to 48. I need to, when it comes to numbers, I try to bring my numbers up, multiplying by 3 and 4. And how can I get closest to the number missing by 1 or 2? Missing by 1 or 2 tells me about alpha beta. Missing by 3 tells me about alpha beta creation. But when you miss by 3, it's because you divided by 4, right? And number 48 can be divided by 4, 3, and 2. The low side is 4, 3, 2. The upper side is 6, 7, and 8. The lower wing equals to 9. The upper wing is 21, and it runs along with the cube. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I'm going to check my last messages. Oh, Mr. Messer, you got to send some of this to me. I can't write it all out, and I love it all. 2 turtle doves on the second day of Christmas. 2 turtle doves. What about a turtleneck? Doves, droves, fives. Hydrogen is 1 part a neutron. I'd have to see what that looks like. Pear tree is a rape tree. I like to look at it as Potas, which is Planet of the Apes. Dominion, Genesis. Punishment, pun, the joke, his mind for all humans. When we came into existence according to words and numbers, we became the energy, the matter and the energy. We became the JC. We became creation in the mirror world. We are the JC. 1/3 of who we are is JC. You know JC, right? That's who we are. In all creation, we are fully connected all the same way through the Father or the Mother, whichever way you want to do it. Living in the mother's womb through the Father, connected to the Father, the dog and the cat. These beautiful animals are representing something about our creation. Why leave over a monkey? Why not leave over the monkey? Why not leave over the antiques, right? We need all the antiques. right? Without the antiques, how will we know that they existed? Then we'll call them extinct, right? We don't want to have anything extinct. Somebody says, why take away, why do monkeys live if we come from the ape, the monkey, right? Another thing I wanted to mention, that I mentioned before, is that 12 plus 10 equals to 22, right? So we need a monkey to gain life into the E world. 22 and 5 equals to 27. And that would become 4 and 4 equals to 8, and 5 equals to the word he. It's also part of new headquarters, 555, which is HQZ, which is 888. Just to end this off, if you go down to the ATM machine, if you go down to the ATM machine, okay, if you go down to the ATM machine, this funnels all the way up to the top. Each one of these are a rib. Each one of these are the rib. Male, female, male, female, male, female. One will create this area here, male. This area that's perfect here, female, male. This area here, 16, female. This area, sorry, male. This one over here is going to create 9, male. This one over here is going to create this area. See this 4 area and 1 area? When it's 1 area, it's Earth. When it's the 4 area existing, it's Mars. When I use these 3, this will be the center. When I use these 4 will be the center, counted as Mars. And each one of these down to here. And then the corner represents both Mars and Earth coming together, which is right over here, which is the Monopoly game, right? And remember that when you go to sleep at night, you have some R&R, 180 degrees across, versus living between the two sides and being the day, or the wings of the day. So let me see if I can just bring out my last piece over here. So this is going to be 6 Monopoly games. So when you have 6, right, we have all this. I cannot create, there is no actual 8, but when you're going to look at it, it's what's inside. These, see this over here? Here's where everything meets. Here's all the trains. We're living amongst the trains. Here, over here, let's call it the 7th gate. Let's call this the bullseye, 50 and 25. This is all 75, the electric moons. This is how we are kept in the cage. 168, 168, 168. 168 and 168 is 336. 336 days for 12 moons. And then these 2 I'm not counting over here. Each one of these inside of here, this is going to be 6 by 6, 36, 36, 36, 36, 144, 144, 288, 576. In the year 5760 Hebrew time was the reset. Here's a board of Monopoly. Here's a board of Monopoly. Going around every board is 88, 88, 88, 88, 88. 5 by 88 is 440. When our harmonics, okay, are supposed to be 432. Anyways, we're going to leave it at that. Peace and love. Thank you, Mr. Messer. Write to me. Thank you, Mr. Cherry. Thank you, Miss Tammy Lynn. Thank you, Keys to Wisdom. Thank you, Zenex. We're going to be done over here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. But the night is done. It's really weird. 3,700 likes, a couple of laughters, but nobody looking to join. So we're done. Let me see. Let me see what's here. Let me see.
I gotta look at this. Yeah, 10 o'clock. Oh, do it. I can't even think. Oh, dominoes. I have to see 2114, and this is sent at 2130. Okay, just trying to understand. I'm going to probably end this in a minute. Let's see if I put to invite, what would we come up with? You know what I'm saying? Co-host recommended. But who wants to co-host with anybody? Everybody talks about garbage, you know? There's 8 people, there's 4 people. So let me see where else we are with this. You know, I'm just going to show you that down here. We got Mrs. Kitty Cat. Hey, Mrs. Kitty Cat. Hey, how you doing, Mrs. Kitty Cat? Pure Cat. Hey. Just give me a second. I need to check one other piece here. Okay, I was just looking what was going on. So just to note, in case we missed this, is this going to be the end of this video. We are ending. When we are born, it is 0. When you are born, agree or disagree, when you are born, you have no age. Only after, okay, only after the year is up, you have your first birthday. You are not starting your first year, you're starting your second year. In this year that we have coming up or ending, we are ending 2024. This was the connecting year of the IT system. Maybe we're streaming and we're coming in 1 year behind, but this year ended was the IT system. The year we are coming into is 226. So we've went outside the cube at 226. So what is the calculation of 226? 202 2026 divided by 2 equals to 1013, which is equal to 5. Let me see what else. 2026 divided by 4, 5065. 2026 divided by 9. Can't do it. Oh my God, it comes out to 225. 225. 2026 divided by 8. 253. Anyways, we're just going to do it the simple way. 6 times 2 times 2 is 24. 24 and 10 equals to 34. We come into this year CDDC, the house, the day, the year of the mask, the year of the connection of the moon. 3 and 4. The 304th day is Halloween. It is the orange pumpkin. Why does it have the ribs? Is the pumpkin representing the ribs of Eve in the connecting of the birth? Is it connecting of the soul to the spirit, creating what is the red and the orange coming to the red and the yellow coming together? Is it talking about the 1 and the 9 ball, connecting of the 9/11? Is it talking about the 3 and the 11 ball? And remember, 3 and 11 in pool, I'm talking about pool, how the colors come together to recreate the orange ball. The orange ball in pool is 5 and 13. It says ace. It'll be the sun that divides. It'll also be the soul and the spirit between the red and the yellow. That's how I've been doing it since the beginning. I put the yellow as soul equaling to 11-2. I use the red as spirit equals to the house. The canine, right? The canine lives inside the house, and the pound key, that is the pound key, is the canine. Now, the mirror of 4, I don't know. I just know the canine is 11. It's the dog. 2 and 6 is 8, creates the heaven. The K is 11. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 creates 1, and 2 is the base of your creation, which will be 3. 3 times 3 is 9. They live in communication inside the dog pound, right? The pound key. The communication is the 9 lives of the cat. Ham radio, right? You're talking about Abraham. Well, this cube is going to have 3 antennas that are going to connect. It's going to have 1 antenna here and then 2 on the side. Abraham also talks about ham is pig, ham radio again, to what is the rabbit. The rabbit, we talk about 4 sides for the 4 zodiac signs. Should we talk about ham radio and also talk about the rhino, the rhinoceros, right? MAS 33 for the initials. So we're going to end it. Peace and love. Everybody take care. Thank you very much for watching. You can help out the channel. That'd be marvelous. Let me send myself some likes over here. Everybody hit those like buttons. And we're going to just end this right here. I'm going to like myself as much as I could, because I do. Leak C5. What does it say, host? What does that mean? Co-host with creators. Okay, we're just going to end it here. Peace. Done. Done, done.